The Czech Republic flies down towards turn one. Look at Aleix Espargaro. Got that Aprilia lit up from the start. Aleix Espargaro, third at the minute. You can be sure he's going. Petronas bikes that are away at the moment, pushing and shoving. Morbidelli is on fire. He's going for this. He's straight out front then. The kind of start we might have expected. Full tank so for the first time. They've done no testing here. There's hardly any time during the weekend to... And that Aprilia's not short on horsepower in a straight line. The Yamaha's going to have a struggle to keep with it.
Well, we did see Aprilia lead last year, if you remember. Much one line through the stadium section.
Now then, Morbidelli's gone for the soft rear tyre, hasn't he? So he's gone for the softer of the two Petronas, the yellow-banded front tyres. If it's just a black round thing, then that's the medium. Oh, a bit more pushing and shoving. It's more like Moto 3 down in the field.
It's Nakagami diving up the...
Out of the traps and gets on with it straight away. And this is just what you need. Get a rhythm, get out front if you can, and keep your...
The out-and-out overall lap time in qualifying, yes, of course, Quartararo's the man for that, but race pace out of the two Petronas
has been on the floor. Look at the two KTMs looking good as well. Of course, Brad Binder, as a rookie here, he wouldn't have tested here or done anything on a MotoGP bike before.
That's just how fast it was. The MotoGP bike is compared to his Moto2 bike, having never been to this track. Aleix's wide.
Outside of the bike is like hard work as you try to counter steer down towards turn 3. Quartararo's there. Look at the two. How brave is Binder. And through comes Zarco as well. Zarco slides underneath the other KTM. So, Pol Espargaro getting beaten up now. I wouldn't have...
Vince Schiller's going to go wide.
Come on if you think you're hard enough.
Yeah, he did go wide.
Wow, look at that. Pol Espargaro comes straight back at him. Great stuff. Well, it's answered my question for sure. Where is Dovizioso? He's on a 1-point scoring position, 15th, just in front of Bradley Smith.
When you watch Binder, Keith, all I think is he races the riders to the next corner.
He's actually made up quite a lot of places. He was 15th when he crossed the line first time around, but if you look at the order there, he is in 12th place now. He's come up.
Going to tough it out round the outside, up the inside, yes.
Binder is the boy. Binder the brave. He just grows in stature and he gets to the Red Bull Ring, and they're testing here this week as well. They've got new parts for the KTMs.
Yeah, they've got concessions still, KTMs, obviously, so they can...
That's the key, isn't it? 1.1 it was over the line. It's 1.4 now. Morbidelli on Quartararo, his teammate. Morbidelli is coming of age here, isn't he? In MotoGP. Then all of a sudden there's a young Frenchman the other side of the garage that tears up all the trees and does the business. Morbidelli's had to cope wish it away just yet, of course. We've still got 18.5 laps to go, but he's looking very strong. Tyres, wonder where that's going to...
It's his third ever MotoGP race. He won't even be thinking about saving tyres. All he's going to go for is the full attack mode and see where that gets him. And you can't blame him for that.
Again. Whoa! Have some of that. Reminds me of BSB when I watched the recording last night. What about the Irwin brothers?
Fantastic race, that.
Wasn't a brother. So, Morbidelli and Quartararo. Quartararo closing just a little bit on Morbidelli, but it's Brad Binder and Aleix Espargaro that...
Binder just looks like he's been here for years. He looks so comfortable, doesn't he? Battling in third place.
He's closing Quartararo down.
Much faster in a straight line. The Yamahas yet again this weekend, slower through the speed traps.
Watch this, in a straight line. Look how it picks up on the Yamaha. Up then, we've got 18 laps to go. Franco Morbidelli led by 1.4 over the line last time. I'm not so sure it's that big this time around. Quartararo's had to put it down. 57.9 it was there. Binder is on top. Zarco is 4th now. Pol Espargaro is in 5th place. Aleix Espargaro's dropped to 6th over the line. Rins, Vignales, back to Ducatis. Disappointing.
You know, one of the strong points about Brad and the KTM together, he said, I can make up a lot of time in the Browns.
These guys have worked incredibly. They're ruthless in their thinking, and they are dynamic in the way that their brains on the MotoGP class, and it is paying dividends. Crutchlow alert. He's down in 18th place at the moment, behind 8 seconds behind the front man.
What I can't understand, I've just glanced for the first time, Joan Mir in 13th. I mean, he's had an interesting... What's going on?
Down to Schwantz we go. Tricky corner, bottom of the track. Franco Morbidelli, Espargaro, two different styles you couldn't get closer to. They are absolutely. One is a grit and hang on kind of a guy that's really adopted the mark.
Riding style. Teammates from last year, these two. Obviously, Zarco and Pol. Tell you what, Zarco's doing much, but he put that qualifying lap in, but he's hanging on to 4th place.
And looks a good 4th place at the moment. Pol Espargaro's doing... Yeah.
And Oliveira, or is it Lecuona? Can't quite tell from that angle.
No, I can't either, but down has gone with those two in the dirt. Look at this, again. Side by side, Pol Espargaro, Joan Zarco, that's the back two of these two. The front two are Quartararo rubbing his handlebars. Confirmation at turn 13, the infamous turn 13 here.
Actually, that was the first lap.
Binder is pushing, as Morbidelli is towing.
Oh, this is the crash.
Yeah, wait for it, up underneath.
Oh, this is going to be not good to watch.
Wipes out me. More like Ruben Zeus.
Yeah, that's very true. I tell you what,
it's all about me.
You've thrown some insults at me before, Keith, but that's about the best.
Front Morbidelli. Fabio Quartararo closed him down to 0.9 at the line last time around. Still Zarco. Will Franco Morbidelli's rear slick hang on in there as Pol Espargaro gets the thing squirted up the inside. Tell you what, it's 13, then onto the front straight then. Pits are on the right. Morbidelli. Quartararo's closed him down in the second, third. Back from Morbidelli to Quartararo. The teammates, Petronas teammates. Through turns one. In a minute at Quartararo, and that's what's going to mess up Quartararo's move. Pol Espargaro does Zarco. Does he keep it that way?
Look, I know there's 16 laps to go, but you've got the two satellite Yamahas yet again at the front, and I'm looking all the way down in 8th place, Valentino Rossi, and 5.5 seconds behind this man leading.
This is going to be down to tyres at the end of the day. 21 laps was the race. Autodrome in Brno. Beautiful racetrack. Track needs resurfacing. That's the only as it is at the minute. We wonder just quite where we will be towards the end of this 21-lap race. Viñales 9th, now 13th place. Jack Miller been right off the radar, down in 14th place. Bradley Smith is on a point in 15th place on the other Aprilia. Desperate stuff on some parts of this racetrack. Will it come back, I wonder? I'm really surprised at Cal Crutch, though. He said he had... Here's Aleix Espargaro with Rins underneath him. Suzuki exited there and got the power on really early and almost got alongside the Aprilia.
You know, then he holds you up a fraction mid-turn, but you can't get past there.
1.1 at the line was Morbidelli's lead over Quartararo in front of Rossi, trying to deal with Aleix Espargaro, one of the toughest men on track you're ever going to come across. The 41 Aprilia.
So the man on the move is Pol. He got past Zarco and he's now 0.3 of a second per lap. Look, you can see, look how he's catching it. Yeah, catching them easily, I should say. 0.3 in a lap round here is a lot.
What's tyre-wise has Pol run? Zarco put a soft in the rear. Aleix Espargaro put a soft in the rear as well. So maybe that medium's coming good now. Brad Binder missing him at the moment, and so far it's hanging in there really well. Morbidelli 1.11 is so technical in places. Each and every rider, each and every machine might be quick through their particular sector, through the
such a wide circuit and all these fast S corners. There's quite a few lines you can take through them. 14 laps to go. Morbidelli still. Look at that, half a second. Down to half a second now.
Well, they're right on top of each other, aren't they?
Yeah, Pol's pace, if he can get through these on MotoGP podium.
It's all about tyres, though, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Pol Espargaro and...
yeah, is he burning them up by going this fast?
GP race, and his best finish has been 3rd.
Yeah. That was back in the Tech 3 days on the Yamaha.
Yep. Still to go. We're at turn 7 now. That's the long loop around the outside there, the penalty loop. If you make a misdemeanor that race directions say you've got to go what it was at the line last time round at that sector time. Broken. Morbidelli still leads by 1.4 now. So it's gone up under attack from Pol Espargaro, his teammate. Any minute the two factory KTMs are hunting down the independent team Petronas, but run by an independent team. Razlan Razali and his crew are going to be very happy as their #1 rider at that point. Here's Rossi.
Absolutely. And you look at Morbidelli, I mean, his best result so far in MotoGP plan. Last year he had a few 5th places, so he's this is a new experience for him, leading a MotoGP.
As in, he's got the attitude.
Yeah.
He knows cool. How to do it.
He's a cool customer, that's a fact.
Here we go, Brad Binder again. Yes, he cut for it.
Late.
Underneath him back, but you know, Binder's got what it takes to do the business. Binder has gone through. Brad Binder on the KTM has just duffed up the 2-time winner this year. Self-sandwiching the KTMs. Wow. Morbidelli's up the road now. 1.4 seconds at the line it was last time. So Morbidelli at turn 7. Tricky banks. It's normally covered with thousands and thousands of people. What a race we're having here. Well, we've talked about it so often, haven't we? The back. Everybody suddenly seems to believe they can win this world title, and it's inspired them into something special. Morbid
Pol, dive bomb coming, yeah,
and it's there.
He ain't gonna wait because he's seen his teammate, and he can see his teammate already checking out. And look at already Binder's
can't do anything about The M1 Yamaha up front, and here comes Zarco now as well. Zarco wants a bit of these fellow Frenchmen.
Paul! Dreaded bump into 13. That's probably released a bit of brake pressure.
And doesn't that mark the difference in the KTM? If that was the old KTM, it'd have washed out the front, it'd have been in the dirt. Through comes Zarco. Well, that's a tyre by the look of that to me.
Tight. That's going to get tight!
Oh, it did get tight. Down and out through the corner. He wouldn't have seen him that tight.
Yeah,
that's a race incident for sure.
Racing incident.
Paul Espargaro will feel aggrieved, but from where I'm sacking to his left, he'd have been looking through the right, looking in the distance, and you'll be able to see it again here. Yeah. Pole's gone massively wide. How many times have we seen this where riders have come to...
Riders' heads been so far down, and Pole's one of them, you can't see. So there's a gap. There's a clear gap.
Look, of course. Look where Zarco's through the tank cover of your machine. Yeah, disaster for KTM. Feel sorry for them. Feel sorry for Pole. He's okay.
Meanwhile, I bet Quattraro can't believe it. No. Do you know what I mean? Like, he did that, there were two riders in front of him, or just about to be.
There might be another one in a minute. Gatti, the number 5 here. He's fighting for his life, Zarco. He needs another factory ride. 1.5 at the line last time. What's it going to be this time, I wonder? Morbendeli then, onto the front straight here. Power of the Ducati on the M1 Yamaha. Zarco, this time goes under Quattraro, runs it a bit deep. Going to pick up a very... So right. When you think of the bad luck really he had in Jerez, Binder was there or thereabouts. Lap time-wise, he had podium.
Obviously, the collision in the last race in turn 1 sent him to the back, and then he crashed, working his way back through.
First race for KTM here in Brno rather than next week in Austria, their home track. They'll take it anywhere he does it. But scored to make sure he's got it nice and neat. We cut back to the start. 21 laps. 70.6 miles.
Maverick just been dive bombed there. And by another. And this is the problem with Maverick. That's why he's now down in 9th.
Quattraro. And really, that Aprilia is quick enough in the straight line to keep himself in front as well. Once he's made the move,
it's really based in 4th. Someone's going to dive up the inside of you, so you've got to try and get up the inside of who's in 3rd place, the person in front of you.
From TV at home, but for all of us, privileged to be watching Motogp from Brno. This man, Brad.
Oh, true. That's so true. Well, look at it. You've got a guy who's leading, whose best ever MotoGP results 5th. In 2nd place, we've got Brad Binder, who's in his 3rd ever, let's say, the 3rd tier team, the Avintia team.
Miguel Oliveira on the 88, on the Tech 3 KTM, comes through. Battle for it. Nakagami goes past Vinales. Vinales, he's never going to win a world title in MotoGP. Terrible to say, and I stumble when I say it, and I don't usually do that when it comes to making criticisms, but really, this is not what the factory Yamaha, man.
I agree with you.
It's just not good enough. If he rode for this team, Ducati, they'd have fired him by now. Yeah. Domenicali would have been saying that he's not, and maybe they feel that he will mature into the business, but at the moment we're not seeing it from Maverick Vinales, that's for sure. And when you get the likes of Brad Binder, he is now taking it to Morbidelli. This is going to be a KTM win. It is. You're right.
Win this.
You are so right. Brad Binder did anything.
However these top 3 finish, if someone says, oh yeah, I had Binder for the win, I had Morbidelli for 2nd, and
win, but I didn't have Binder anywhere in it, that's for sure. Oliveira has gone ahead of Aleix Espargaro and kept it there as he's just crossed the line. Morbidelli and Binder are your front 2 still. Zarco still in 3rd place, and well and truly in 3rd place now. Can he close them down? Zarco's just the kind of where it was all going to be at the end of the race. I reckon he's the style that could close this down.
Yeah, the man in trouble.
Binder.
Yeah, the man in trouble is the man going to finish, well, 2nd or 1st, because he's coming, as you can see.
Well, it was a 21-lap race. We've got well under 9 laps to go. Soft, see it, but Morbidelli will be able to feel it. If that tyre is starting to drop massively, Binder's going to have him, no doubt about it. Brad Binder then, off South Africa. Yes, he is. Here he goes. Brad Binder goes through, hits the front on the KTM, moves Morbidelli off the line. Morbidelli aimed for the AP. He's going to clear off in the distance by the look of this. He's got what he needs as far as tyres are concerned. I think Morbidelli's shot.
In this race is looking over at Gavin Emmett, who is just in shock. I mean, very good friends with Brad Binder. I mean, we all rate and win MotoGPs in his 1st year on a KTM.
Only his... Oh, long lap for Zarco. Zarco's got a long lap on several occasions.
No. It's the irresponsible riding, Keith. It's the Espargaro collision.
Did he just get that for that?
How could they say that? If you can't go for a gap, there's no point in us going racing motorcycles.
Well, it's a potential... Yeah, argue.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Honestly, ridiculous. And it told you the story. If I ride, there you go. He's taking it now. I'll tell you what, he's going
to come out of there.
Okay. Look at that! Go on, Zarco!
Yeah! Over the white line, they're making do it again.
It was close.
It was close. But how would you know to go that fast? He's never done it. He's never practiced it. And with 7.5 laps to go,
how on earth have they come with?
I didn't think for a second it could have been
exactly that. But it did say on the bottom of the screen that they were investigating it. The thing is, when I had the rider sort of who's crashed in the collision, we are looking at this. Don't worry, you know.
Brad Binder, Brad Binder, the 33. He's done 147 Grand Prix, but only 2 of them up to was he on this long lap.
That's the best long lap I've ever seen. Look at that knee down. Look how dirty it is. Obviously it's dirty. No one's been out there.
Right on the they're thinking. I think the dirt.
If it finishes like this, Keith, it'll be the happiest podium in the history of Motogp.
Got to be. Pol Espargaro watches on to be the first to do it.
And you've got to sort of feel for Pol. Think of the work, think of the miles he's been involved in this project from day.
Quite happy that he's been the first.
Yeah.
We've seen it before.
For all their advertisements.
Yeah. Whatever they might say publicly, the fact is the man that they've been clearing off to another team at the end of a year. So, Binder. Smooth. Control, second place. Zarco still in third place, hanging on in front of Quartararo. And I don't think Quartararo's got the pace to... no, he has pace.
7 laps left.
Rossi's your man for a bit of that, that's for sure. So enough time. Smooth at the end of that ride round the long lap. I mean, if anything else took it away from him, I'd feel quite sad for the Frenchman. 4 seconds to Zarco. And then, of course, you've got Quartararo 9/10 further back. But Rins is now in close attention. The 40... Well, I was going to say proper motorbikes. They're all proper motorbikes. But really, the Suzuki just looks stunning.
That's a good... the tyres are going to go down quite a lot, so...
Well, we're on 159s they're doing now.
Yeah, so they're doing 50 down...
3 seconds.
3 seconds. We thought he was exaggerating.
You did.
I thought he was exaggerating, Keith.
Mind Jack Miller, his mate. I mean, this is really a struggle, isn't it, for these guys? Miller's been way off it at Brno. And that's for sure. Quartararo. Oh, he's got Rins to deal with. Here comes Rins. We might have another collision here. Very close indeed. Rins just wrong. Deary me. Well, race direction. Get ready with your pencil. Sharpening it again. Ready to put somebody's name in the report book.
Definitely. We'll get that on the monitor. Let's have a good look at it.
It's where the eye line is that counts. So I think sometimes styling. They're right hanging off the side of the bike.
Tell you what, Keith, Zarco's rear tyre has gone completely.
Down.
Zarco's going to drop, I think.
He chose the soft tyre again, didn't he? Morbendeli's on the soft tyre in second place. Zarco's on the... Rossi's on the medium, and Rossi's right there.
This is the podium.
He's going to have these two, that's for sure. Rossi's right there, then. So the Suzuki, not this time, but he's got 4.5 laps to go.
How interesting. I was just watching Zarco then. He can't tip in. When he's tipping in, Keith, it's just coming round on a closed.
El Diablo is about to be done by the goat. As the 46 of Valentino Rossi homes in.
Don't you?
I do. Think of Mugello, think of here. Those kind of S's is where Valentino has practiced that slalom manoeuvre.
So many. He's got some speed, so Oliveira's going to get the championship leader, let's not forget.
Oliveira on the Tech 3 KTM. Championship leader.
The last laps, Quartararo did a 2-minute lap, which is 3 seconds slower than what they should be doing.
Such though, just on 13th place at the moment. We've crossed the line. Binder, he was over 2 seconds ahead before, so Brad Binder has just cleared off up the Oliveira, Nakagami, Espargaro, Vinales, Dovizioso 11th. Andrea Dovizioso, the would-be world champion in MotoGP for some time. Rins, Rossi's closing him. Zarco, Quartararo, Johan Stigavelt, Razlan Razali in the background. They will be disappointed with this. Then powering his way out front as we go through turn 7 of the stadium onto turn 8. Look at the lead that Binder has, but he has absolutely made MotoGP his home in only his 3rd race on a MotoGP bike, and he'd never ridden one of these things round this.
At the end of the year, end of last year, his first rides on it, and he was last at the test. Very first test. And he's like, whoa, yeah, you know, I'm second. He's just worked and worked, and it's clear that his riding style really suits the MotoGP bike. Not much in this race is his aggressive racing style, how he's aggressive at passing people. I know he's worked his way through, but if it's a problem,
I think the fact as well is that KTM have just chucked the kitchen sink at it, because that's,
you know, the old trellis sort.
Everything has changed, and it's working clearly, and they've got the right man on it clearly. Morbidelli.
You're talking about Dovy's down in 11th. You know, what a disaster for his championship. Well, he's just passed Maverick Vinales, who's laying points. The man who's going to be rubbing his hands, you knew that is, don't you? The man who's not very good at opening doors. Yeah. Mr. Marquez will be sat at home thinking, I tell you, losing as many points as he thought.
I don't even want to go there. Marc Marquez could, hasn't it? That
almost looks flat.
You imagine how much heat that's generating when it goes that flat and squidged. Sorry.
It's a two-wheel motorcycle. It is. They've won loads of things, haven't they? If you think about what they've achieved in off-road,
yeah.
In all the lower classes of road racing, but they've never won in more. How much they've spent on this project to get here.
Well, I suppose they're fairly fortunate in being Austrian, and the fact is so at the end of the day, there's plenty of cash there, because KTM is not a big factory. You can't kind of combine it with your Yamaha. But just the resources, the kind of people you need, the brains you need to bring a new motorcycle to this forum and make it fair. Lap and a half to go, and he's got a 3.8 second lead.
Do you know what it is as well, though? It's an accumulation of what they wanted was they wanted under contract to take them through the championships. They've had a team for quite a lot of years with Aki Ayo in Moto3 and when he won the World Championship in Moto3 on a KTM, and they want to keep hold of the riders. But I tell you what, now they've cleared tracks.
All to play for in MotoGP. It's a weird year, 2020. This is only round 3. We've got a new round coming at the end of the season. It's going to be Portimao. We're reliably informed that's going to have a new surface on it. Maybe they need a new surface and that's why they're getting one. I don't know, but the last round will be in Portimao. What a track that will be. And I tell you what, it will suit. Can't wait to see a MotoGP bike round there, that is for sure.
Another one for you, Keith. According to Gav, there has never...
I was having to think of Cork Ballington, Greg Hansford. They both had 500cc rides, but you're right, I can't ever remember Cork Ballington or Greg Hansford.
But if you knew last lap, but if you knew this man, right, if you knew Brad Binder like we do, what I'm saying now, he's as normal as the most normal animal.
Julian took me to dinner with his parents at one time. They're a nice family all round, but they will be watching this, watching him for himself, the first ever MotoGP race. Binder is on his way. Franco Morbidelli's hanging on in second place. Is in 5th place behind Rins.
Oh, Rins is on Zarco.
Yeah, here we go.
That's going to get tight.
Zarco is definitely, Rins isn't going to give it to him. Rins is going to try and get his most useful out of the turns onto the straights. And maybe Zarco can't use the full power of the Ducati. We're going to wait and see fairly soon as Binder. Oh, you can almost feel him gripping that bike, can't you?
Oh, Zarco got a good exit there. This is where Rins normally does it.
He's going to try again.
He's thinking about it.
Tight. The Ducati should have it, but we've seen the exit speed of the Duke. I'll tell you what, I think he was a little close there, the Suzuki, really, and he just couldn't actually open the throttle as early as he needed it to. But it's got 3 points to date. He's going to add 25 points to that. KTM's first ever win, Brad Binder's first ever win. MotoGP has a